Listen carefully. What I'm about to tell you will change everything. Your soul already knows this truth, but your mind has been fighting it. There's someone in your life right now, someone who promised you forever, someone who looked into your eyes and said you were their everything, but something shifted. You felt it before you saw it. The energy changed. The warmth disappeared. Their attention went somewhere else, to someone else. And now you're here, searching for answers, wondering what you did wrong. But I need you to understand something. This has nothing to do with you. This is about protection, divine protection. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah met David 3 years ago. He was everything she prayed for. Kind, faithful, shared her values. They talked about marriage, about building a life together, about serving God as one. Then Rachel entered the picture, a co-worker. Nothing happened at first, just friendly conversations. But Sarah noticed the shift. David's phone became more important than their conversations. His laugh sounded different when Rachel called. His eyes lit up in ways they hadn't for months. Sarah prayed harder, fasted longer, tried to be the perfect partner. But David was already gone. Not physically, but spiritually. His heart had attached to someone else. And Sarah felt crazy for even thinking it, until the day he told her. He loved Rachel. He was leaving. Sarah collapsed. 3 years of pure love, 3 years of faithfulness, 3 years of building something sacred, gone. For someone he'd known for 6 months. Sarah's story isn't unique. It's happening right now. To someone listening to this, maybe to you. You've been faithful. You've been pure. You've loved with everything in you, but they chose someone else. And you're wondering why. Why does evil seem to win? Why do the faithful suffer? Why do people who love purely get left behind? Here's what the spiritual realm sees. What your natural eyes cannot. That person who left you, they didn't just choose another person. They chose a counterfeit, a spiritual deception. The enemy saw your prayers. He saw how close you were to breakthrough. He saw the divine assignment on your life, and he panicked. So he sent a distraction, not just for you, but to capture the person you loved, to pull them away from their divine path and away from you. Because together, you were dangerous to darkness. Apart, you're both weakened, or so the enemy thought. But here's what he didn't count on. Your separation isn't your destruction, it's your liberation. That person who left you for someone else, they're not living in freedom, they're living in bondage. What they call love is actually addiction. What they call happiness is actually chaos. What they call choice is actually compulsion. Real love doesn't make you abandon covenant. Real love doesn't make you break promises. Real love doesn't make you hurt innocent people. What they're experiencing isn't love. It's a spiritual trap, and you're not supposed to follow them into it. Think about it this way. When someone is drowning, they panic. They grab onto anything, even if it means pulling others under with them. A trained lifeguard knows this. They don't swim directly to a panicking person. They approach with protection, or they wait until the person stops fighting. Because panic isn't just dangerous for the drowning person. It's dangerous for the rescuer too. Your former partner is drowning in deception, in confusion, in spiritual darkness. And if you try to save them right now, they'll pull you under too. So the divine realm is pulling you back. Not because you're not strong enough, but because you're too valuable to lose. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was engaged to Jessica. They'd been together for 4 years, planning their wedding, building their future. Then Sophia came along, a mutual friend going through a divorce. Jessica felt sorry for her, invited her into their circle. Slowly, Sophia began confiding in Marcus, sharing her pain, her loneliness, her need for someone who understood. Marcus felt called to help, to be there for someone hurting. But helping turned into emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy turned into physical attraction, and physical attraction turned into betrayal. Jessica found out when she saw the messages, months of secret conversations, plans to meet, promises of a new life together. Marcus told Jessica he was sorry, but he couldn't stop. He loved Sophia. He needed her. He would die without her. Jessica begged him to get counseling, to fight for their relationship, to remember what they'd built. But Marcus was already gone. He moved in with Sophia 2 weeks later. They seemed happy, posted pictures online, talked about their deep connection, their soulmate love. But 6 months later, cracks began to show. Sophia was jealous of Marcus's friends, his family, his work. She needed constant reassurance, constant attention, constant proof that he chose her. Marcus started missing work, losing friends, arguing with family. His world became smaller and smaller until it was just him and Sophia and her constant need for validation. What looked like love from the outside was actually a prison. What seemed like passion was actually possession. Marcus didn't win the love of his life. He lost his life to someone else's wounds. Meanwhile, Jessica grieved. She questioned everything: her worth, her desirability, her faith. How could God let this happen? How could 4 years of faithfulness mean nothing? How could someone she trusted destroy her so completely? But something interesting happened. As Jessica healed, she began to see clearly. She remembered who she was before Marcus, her dreams, her goals, her relationship with the divine. She started therapy, rebuilt her friendships, pursued her calling, and slowly, she realized something. Marcus hadn't just left her. He'd revealed himself, his character, his values, his inability to honor covenant. If he could leave her after 4 years for someone he barely knew, who was he really? If he could break promises so easily, what promises could she trust? If he could be pulled away by the first person who made him feel needed, how secure would their marriage have been? Jessica's heartbreak wasn't punishment. It was protection. She was being saved from a lifetime of wondering. When would he leave again? Who would catch his attention next? How many times would she have to compete for her own husband? The divine realm saw what Jessica couldn't see in her pain. Marcus wasn't her blessing. He was her lesson. And the lesson was this: real love doesn't abandon ship when storms come. Real love doesn't get distracted by every wounded person who crosses its path. Real love doesn't break covenant because someone else seems more interesting. Real love stays, fights, chooses you again and again, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Now let me tell you something that might sting, but you need to hear it. That person who left you, they're going to come back. Not right away, but eventually. When the fantasy wears off. When reality sets in. When the person they chose reveals their true nature. They'll remember what they had with you. The peace, the stability, the real love. And they'll want it back. They'll apologize, say it was a mistake, beg for another chance, promise it will never happen again. And your heart will want to believe them. Because you love them. Because you miss what you had, because starting over feels impossible. But listen carefully. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When someone chooses chaos over peace, that's a character issue. When someone breaks covenant for temporary excitement, that's a spiritual problem. And those problems don't disappear because the excitement fades. They'll do it again. Maybe not with the same person, but with someone. Because the issue isn't who they chose. The issue is that they're capable of choosing. Capable of abandoning what's sacred for what's convenient. Your job isn't to be there when they come back. Your job is to heal, to grow, to become who you're meant to be. With or without them. But probably without them. Because here's what the spiritual realm knows. You have an assignment, a calling, a purpose that's bigger than any relationship. And that person who left you, they were either going to support that assignment or hinder it. By leaving, they showed you which one they were. Now you're free to pursue your calling without compromise. Without having to convince someone to believe in you. Without having to dim your light to make someone else comfortable. That assignment you've been putting off, it's time. That dream you've been ignoring, it's calling you. That version of yourself you've been afraid to become, she's waiting. But she can't emerge while you're holding on to what's already gone. She can't step forward while you're looking backward. She can't take flight while you're anchored to someone else's choices. Let me tell you about the process. Healing isn't linear. Some days you'll feel strong, ready to conquer the world. Other days you'll feel like you're back at square one, missing them, wondering if you made a mistake, wanting to reach out. This is normal, expected, part of the journey. Don't judge yourself for feeling weak. Don't punish yourself for missing someone who hurt you. Love doesn't disappear overnight, even when it should. But don't act on those feelings. Feel them, process them, let them move through you. But don't let them move you backward. Every day you don't contact them is a victory. Every day you choose yourself is progress. Every day you invest in your future instead of mourning your past is growth. And slowly, imperceptibly, something will shift. You'll think about them less. The pain will become duller. The memories will lose their power to break you. And one day you'll realize something beautiful. You're okay. More than okay. You're better, stronger, wiser, more connected to your divine purpose than you've ever been. That's when you'll understand. This wasn't rejection. This was redirection. This wasn't punishment. This was preparation. This wasn't your ending. This was your beginning. But there's something else you need to know. While you're healing, the spiritual realm is working, preparing, orchestrating, aligning. The right person for you isn't just sitting around waiting. They're on their own journey, their own healing process, their own path to becoming who they need to be for you. And you're becoming who you need to be for them. This season of singleness isn't empty time. It's preparation time, formation time, transformation time. Use it wisely. Pursue your dreams, heal your wounds, develop your gifts, strengthen your relationship with the divine. Become the person you want to attract. Because when the right person comes, you'll be ready, not desperate, not broken, not looking for someone to complete you, but whole, healed. Chase your dreams.